And thanks, everyone, for listening to Access Utah today. We'll go out as we always do on a Thursday with Skywatcher.
It's many cultures, one sky. Skywatcher Leo T here. On Tuesday night, November 15, NASA counted down to liftoff of Artemis 1 and a liquid hydrogen leak is detected. The red team sprung into action, torqued down the nuts, and stopped the leak. Then,
GLS, go for core stage to internal power.
The count continues.
1 minute.
Shortly after liftoff,
1 minute.
Mission Control Houston will take control of the rocket, and my colleague, Leah Cheshire, will take over commentary. T-minus 50 seconds and counting.
We're gonna launch.
Coming up at T-minus 33 seconds, the GLS will hand off control to the ALS. This is the autonomous launch sequencer. On board the rocket, it will take over command and control of the rocket. But the ALS will check, make sure there's no holds coming from the ground up until T-minus 2 seconds.
GLS, go for ALS.
And we are go for ALS. The Space Launch System is now counting down to liftoff of Orion on its maiden voyage to the moon. Sound suppressor water now flowing
15.
under the ML. And here we go.
10.
Hydrogen burn-off igniters initiate. 7, 6, 5. Core stage engines start. 3, 2, 1. Boosters in ignition. And liftoff of Artemis 1. We rise together back to the moon and beyond.
All 4 RS-25 engines on the core stage and 2 solid rocket boosters now propelling the vehicle at 128 miles per hour. Hearing good control on the roll from teams in Mission Control Houston. All good calls so far. Now 30 seconds into the flight of Artemis 1. First milestone will be for the vehicle to pass through max Q at about 1 minute and 9 seconds into launch. This is the greatest period of atmospheric force on the rocket. SLS now traveling 607 miles per hour. You're looking at 8.8 million pounds of maximum thrust. Quiet here in the loops in Mission Control. The 4 core stage engines are throttling down ahead of passing through max Q. Now 1 minute, 21 seconds into the flight, traveling at 1,420 miles per hour. The 4 core stage engines are back at maximum thrust. The next major milestone will be for the solid rocket boosters to cut off and jettison at about 2 minutes and 11 seconds into the flight, so about 30 seconds from now. Standing by for solid rocket booster jettison and shortly thereafter. Confirmation that the solid rocket boosters have separated these 177-foot boosters. Now the core stage continues to power the flight of Orion, all 4 RS-25 engines firing, traveling over 3,400 miles per hour, 46 miles downrange.
Artemis is the twin sister of Apollo. With staging about 90 minutes after launch, the rocket's upper stage successfully thrust the Orion capsule out of Earth orbit and on its trajectory to the moon. Orion will spend the next 6 days flying toward the moon. Next Monday, the 21st, after traveling through the void, Orion will close in on the moon and perform its lowest lunar pass, flying within about 60 miles of the lunar surface, engaging orbital mechanics, utilizing the moon's gravity to slingshot Orion back out. The service module will then perform a second burn at T+10, November 28th, and Orion will break the record set by Apollo 13 for a crew-rated vehicle's greatest distance from Earth, reaching nearly 300,000 miles from Earth, 40,000 miles from the moon, and looping back to Earth after 25 days and splash down at sea on December 11th. The spacecraft will also release 10 miniaturized science satellites called CubeSats, including one designed to map ice deposits on the moon's south pole, where Artemis seeks to eventually land astronauts. The CubeSats are the work of Space Dynamics Laboratory at the Utah State University campus, known for its work on spacecraft imaging and other space engineering accomplishments. Stay tuned for more in space and the continuing saga of Artemis 1 as we look up, look around, and get just a little bit lost in space. Skywatcher Leo T.